Tenywa.
Nice to meet you.
Same to me.
Do you mind answering some questions about it?
I don't mind. I'm available for questions.
Alright. I've been in different schools and I've noticed something.
Yeah,
And I guess you've been teaching in so many schools.
that is right.
So you've got enough experience.
I've got enough experience.
So why do you think schools choose posha and beans over other foods for children?
Oh yes. Some schools choose posho economically to save on what they will spend on other foods. Because posho is a bit cheaper compared to other foodstuffs. The same applies to beans to be used as a sauce. It is cheap to use beans other than using fish or meat or vegetables. So beans are a bit cheap. But again, when you go to, when we talk of a balanced diet, they are near to a balanced diet. Why? When somebody prepares posho and beans, you will find they have got proteins inside, fats there, carbohydrates, implying at least 3 food values have been catered for. While posho contains carbohydrates, which is a major source of energy supplier, and beans, they contain proteins which help in bodybuilding. So as the learners eat this, since they are growing, their body cells are being developed. They increase in number due to the proteins they get from the beans. And in doing so, since they need the energy to run at school, to learn, to do what? Posho provides them with enough energy. Yeah.
So, I've heard of scenarios. Okay, I myself have been fed on such food in boarding school, but I've heard of the problem of starch being overapplied. Won't students doze in class after eating such a meal?
Yes, for that matter, they don't doze because those people who are concerned in serving, they serve a minimum amount which will not make them sleep. Yeah.
Then what are some of other foods that you've seen being used in schools for the students and what?
Okay. Some schools, they do try to change on the diet. They use foodstuffs like sweet potatoes in areas where they are grown, simply because you'll find in such areas, sweet potatoes, they are a bit cheaper compared to posho. Again, other areas which grow bananas, they will find it very cheaper to use bananas compared to other foodstuffs. So such schools will find they're using that.
So we have to balance our foods. Like now, don't we need some raw foods? Or just need some other foods?
Very good. With the raw foods, some schools they do add the vegetables. Like for the case of our school, we have eggplants in our sauce. We have carrots. Those already are raw foods which help keep the body healthy.
Mr. Peter, if you don't mind, what is the most common food used by the whole community, maybe the community of Uganda?
Schools in Uganda.
No, I mean generally, the society.
The society of Uganda.
Yeah.
The common food which is used by majority is rice.
Rice.
Why? Most parts of northern Uganda, eastern Uganda, they grow rice. And it is available.
And in Kampala, I've seen so many people feeding on my own. Why is it like that?
Kampala being the majority of the people are Bantu-speaking tribes, and the staple food for Bantu-speaking tribes is matoke. That's why you find in Kampala many people take matoke. But when you go to northern parts of Uganda, where we have Nilotics, Nilahamites, they feed on karo, kosho, and rice. That is the staple food.
So what is karo?
Karo millet.
Millet.
Yeah. Oh. And the cassava flour mixed together.
All right. Now, when people use other sources apart from beans,
in people's homes or schools?
Homes.
Okay,
And in school as well.
In schools, beans they are the most preferred source, but in people's homes, depending on the economic status of a family, they change according to the economic status. If a family can afford to buy fish, it does so. If it can afford to buy meat, it does so. If it can only afford to buy vegetables, it uses vegetables.
So what would you recommend for a school to add?
Okay, as a teacher, a parent, and somebody who knows food and nutrition, I would recommend the school to try to add other sources of food or food values, like more vegetables, to supply mineral salts. We need water, which is not distilled, which contains some minerals, and then they can add some milk, a cup of milk at least daily, to support on the beans, and when it comes especially on protein, supplying iron, supplying iodine, supplying calcium. Then milk will work at least 300 milliliters of milk per child will be good.
Right. Then I've also been in some schools. I've seen them. They sometimes serve the students or kids with fruits. What would that mean?
Oh yeah, that is a very wonderful school, which serves also fruits. Why? Fruits, they contain what we call vitamin C. They are a major source of ascorbic acid. So that one keeps the learners healthy, free from diseases, free from suffering from gum damage. So they keep them healthy also. Yeah.
So does it mean that KCA is doing a good job?
Oh, when it comes to KCS, in fact our children, they get a balanced diet. Why? They get proteins from beans, they get carbohydrates from posho, they get fats from the oil which is used to fry the beans, vegetables, they are included. They get fruits which are a major supply of vitamin C. So with that, since they get also enough fats, they also receive vitamin D.
So what are some of those fruits that KCA gives to the students, and why did they just select those very ones?
Okay. KCS gives a variety of fruits, ranging from pineapples to jackfruits, mangoes. So at times sugar cane is also served. And why did the KCS choose such type of fruits? They are the most nutritious. Like mangoes, they contain a lot of ascorbic acid which our body needs in large quantities to prevent our children from suffering from scurvy. When it comes to the jackfruit, it contains a lot of nutrients. So that's why KCS chose those fruits.
Thank you, Mr. Pickett.
You are welcome, Mr.
You have been so helpful.
Thank you.